All right, guys, it's Napoleon here. We just had an excellent live stream in the back of the truck. It's raining, so we're in the front of the truck recording a video now. But anyway, you saw the title. You know why we're here. We're here for some of that fat-phobic slop that you've been craving. Well, I got some fat-phobic slop for you guys today. Okay, so you're probably fat. And the reason why you are fat, it's not because that you're big boned. It's not because God came down from the heaven and said, okay, someone has to carry all this excess fat that I have floating around, and it's going to be you. It's not because you're big boned. It's not because of the seed oils or the microplastic or all this coping. The reason why you're fat just has to do with bad habits. Just has to do with a lack of knowledge. You're ignorant, and it's not your fault that you're ignorant. The food industry and the schools have tricked you. Check this out. Food, a lot of this fast food, a lot of this junk food, the Little Debbie cakes, the Pop-Tarts, the Ben & Jerry's. I don't have any beef with Pop-Tarts or Ben & Jerry's. They're just usually the things that come to my mind. These foods are hyper-palatable. What does that mean? You can eat a lot of this food. Why? Because it's addictive. Scientists are in a lab and they make addictive food for you to be addicted to. So if the food's addictive, that means you'll buy more, you'll eat more. You'll have more of it around the house. So, and not only is that food addictive, but that food also is thick in calories. It has a lot of carbs, a lot of garbage, because they just put so many chemicals and ingredients in the food. You don't even know what it is. I mean, you eat a whole box of Pop-Tart, that's like, what, 3,000 calories? You're hungry again in another hour. This food is just meant to hack your biosystem. The food is already broken down, so what does that mean? When you eat junk food like Pop-Tart cereal, chips, Cheez-Its, whatever, when you eat this kind of food, you're full for a little bit, right? But then, because it's so broken down, because the food is already like pre-processed, you're hungry again in another hour or two. So then you eat more calorie-dense food, and the vicious cycle continues. And that's how people stack calories over time. It's not just that. People don't realize how many calories that barbecue sauce and ketchup have. They don't realize how many calories the A1 sauce has. They don't realize how much calories the seasoning has, the cooking oil, right? Those calories sneak up on you. And that's why when you're getting in shape and when you're getting lean, it's important to track calories, not only because you know what you're eating, but because you're aware of how much food, or how many calories are in the food that you're eating. You're aware that, okay, this sauce has calories. This drink that I'm drinking has calories. This juice has calories. This oil has calories. Because when you're not tracking calories, when you're not tracking calories, you're always underestimating how many calories you eat. No one overestimates how many calories people eat, but everyone underestimates how many calories they eat, and that's the thing. And that's the reason why people are fat. That's the big reason. Another reason why, I'm talking about habits, of course, the habits that make people fat, because your body is a scoreboard. What you do in the dark will show up on your body. I might not see you eating the Little Debbie cakes. I might not see you eating the Pop-Tarts. I might not see you eating the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I might not even see you eating the Kit Kats. But trust me, your body knows what you're eating, and it will keep track of that, right? You can look at me. Does it look like I eat Ben & Jerry's? Does it look like I eat pizza? Does it look like I eat chocolate? Okay, I eat pizza and chocolate, but I don't indulge in it, right? I'm on a cut right now. I am proud to say I am 182 pounds. I am almost at my goal weight of 180. So we're keeping it moving. So you know that I'm watching what I eat. Because why? Because habits make the man. The reason why I am making progress is because I am being consistent. Progress is nothing but consistency in motion. Now, you can be consistent getting in shape, but you can also be consistent in getting out of shape. You can be consistent in getting fat. And that's what a lot of you guys are doing. You guys are progressively overloading, and you guys are being consistent in the opposite direction. What happens when you get bigger? The answer is you consume more calories. So you are progressively overloading on the junk food that got you fat. Say you might go to the grocery store, you might pick up one Kit Kat, right? For like every day, you might pick up one Kit Kat at the grocery store. You know, it's a small treat, it won't hurt. But then you go to the grocery store a month later, you pick up 2 Kit Kats. And then the next month, you pick up the whole family-sized bag. You're eating that. You progressively overload on the bad food. And that's why people slowly gain weight. It's never sudden that people gain weight. It's always slowly. Just like how it's slow to lose weight, you slowly gain weight due to habits. Progressively overloading your food, eating more food than last time, it's a lot, it's common. You probably don't even realize you're doing it. Maybe one day you'll go to McDonald's, you'll get the small fries with your Big Mac. Then next day, you know, I like those French fries. I'll get a large, I'll get a medium, and then you get more. You might get the Big Mac, and you might get, I don't know, 3 helpings of large French fries. That's progressively overloading your food. You're supposed to be progressively overloading your exercise. You're supposed to be progressively overloading at the gym, not your meals, not your food. Another reason why people are overweight is just because I'm talking about bad habits. So another bad habit that people have is that they just play the victim. They blame everyone and everything but themselves. They blame the medical industry why they're fat. They blame the food companies why they're fat. They blame their genetics. They cope and sieve, and they blame the seed oils. They blame the microplastics. But at the end of the day, it's all nonsense. Why? Because I was coping too. I was just like you. I was 140 pounds. And I said, oh, it's the seed oils. Oh, I was beefing with my friend, actually. That's the crazy part. My friend was taking pictures of me. I was like, dude, I look fat in these pictures. Take the pictures again, man. What are you doing? But I didn't realize I was coping, right? That actually he wasn't making me fat. I was making me fat. I was the reason why I didn't look good in those photos. It wasn't him taking the wrong angles or not the right filter. It was me being fat, which made me look fat in the pictures. Duh, right? People will blame everything and everyone but themselves. You put the food in your body. You aren't going to the gym. You aren't counting your calories. You aren't going for a walk. You are putting yourself last. And that's why you're overweight. That's why you're sad. That's why you look so soft and pathetic. And that's why you are a grown man with a beard having little boobies like a broad. Not a good look, buddy. Another reason why people are fat is just because they don't aspire to be lean. The bad habit that they have is that they surround themselves with other fat people, right? If a fat guy feels fat, guess what? He'll just find another friend group with people fatter than him so he can feel skinny. That's the mind of a fat person, right? They look at the mirror and they're like, oh, I'm fat. But at least I'm not as fat as those guys, so I'm doing okay. It's the victim mindset, like I was just talking about. It's insane. The mind of the modern man, the mind of the overweight man. And a lot of you guys are overweight. The average body fat in America is 28% for a man. The average pig in America has less body fat than the average man. Isn't that crazy? I mean, maybe it's not, because the average man in America and the average pig in America are both eating slop. The only difference is the American man is eating slop that gives him cancer and kills him. I don't think I could say that on YouTube, but we're feeling ballsy today. I just came off of a live show. I just did a bunch of push-ups, so we're feeling ballsy today. Let's go. I'm in warrior mode. Ooh, ooh, ooh. But I'm not gonna edit that out. I'm not gonna edit that out. I'm hyped up. But yeah. See, guys, I just want the best for you, because I don't understand how you can walk around with a pot belly with little boobies hanging off and look in the mirror and say, you know what, I could look like Brad Pitt from Troy. I could look like Michael B. Jordan. I could look like the athletes I see on TV. But no, I'm actually going to just go to the World Cup events. I'm going to drink all the beer, eat all the chips, do all the goofy stuff like weed. Forget about it. Get drunk and just forget about it. See, guys, that's why I don't do weed. That's why I don't drink. If you guys are doing weed and drinking, you are not happy people. At least if you're doing it regularly, right? Because weed and alcohol are escapisms from reality. If you're constantly drinking, if you're constantly smoking weed, then you are not satisfied with your own life. You have to look inward. You have to spend time with yourself. You have to fix that. If you are not happy with yourself, then you will not project positive energy. Therefore, you will just attract negative energy. I believe that. If you're being negative, you will attract negative energy. If you are positive, if you see the silver lining in the dark days, then positive things and positive people will be attracted to you. That's just how it works. But I've been rambling for long enough. I think you guys got the message. Guys, it is the habits that make the man. If you have bad habits, you will look like a slob. You will look terrible. You will look like an inferior specimen. But if you have the good habits, you will shine, you will glow, you will have the aura, you will have the halo effect that these influencers talk about. It's true. I've experienced it. I see it. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Peace.